Well, Colleen, I don't know if the Monday Night Football cameras picked it up, but with about 6 or 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, the Ravens fans that trekked all the way out to the West Coast here in Los Angeles started the three-letter chant, MVP.
He said try.
And if anyone has a problem with it, come see this man about it.
Outside the bank.
Mark Ingram joins us right now. Congratulations on a dominant win, Mark.
I appreciate it, man. We wanted to come out here and get a great win on the road, man. We know it's a tough team, a championship caliber team, so we had to bring our best effort, and it was a great win.
Since it's Monday night, you had to bring out the extra ice, the extra blinged out shoes. Is this Monday night? Monday night attire?
No, see, I knew y'all was gonna be dapper, you know what I mean? So I at least had to come hold my end of the bargain, you know what I mean? I can't be half stepping.
Look, we have to start with your quarterback. Lamar Jackson in the first half was 9 for 9 with 3 touchdowns. It wasn't a football performance. It was surgery out here. What can you say about him?
Man, he's a special player, man. He's a special person. He has all the intangibles. I say it every time. I can't say enough about his mindset, his demeanor, his competitiveness, and he's only going to continue to get better, man. And we all just around him got to do our job and make our plays when our numbers call so we can make his job as easy as possible. But I mean, he's special, and he's only going to continue to improve.
Talk about getting your numbers called. All of you guys had a 5 a pop. Every time you guys touch the ball, the mentality coming in this game against the Rams, where it's just like we're just going to beat them up front. We're going to be physical. You guys had 285 yards rushing.
Listen, man, we knew that they have a great front, and we know they love the pass rush. So we knew we had to be physical with them, beat them up, going downhill and being physical. And we know they're a great team. We got a lot of respect for them. But, our offensive line did a great job. Our tight ends, our fullback. Man, we can't have a performance like that without them big boys doing their thing.
Your stat line here, a lot of ones here. 111 yards rushing, 1 touchdown rushing, 1 touchdown receiving.
Check.
Your guys' biggest problem was you were running out of end zone celebrations at the end of the game here, putting up this many touchdowns.
Man, God is good, man. I got to thank my Lord and Savior, man, for helping me be here. I wouldn't be here without him. My teammates, I love my teammates, my coaching staff, my organization. We just came out here, man, with the mindset to be great. We want to be champions, and it's one day at a time, one game at a time, and that's what we're focusing on.
They asked Lamar about the MVP. He said, I don't really care about the MVP. I want to talk Super Bowl, but we're going to take it one game at a time. But you're not taking – he's already thinking like this team is good enough. I talked to Pecco before the game. He said you guys got a special chemistry in the locker room. Talk about the bond and the camaraderie you guys got as a team.
Man, we just got – guys that are underdogs, guys that have chip on their shoulders, guys that believe in each other, guys that love each other, guys that want to play hard for each other. And when you have camaraderie like that and genuine love like that between your teammates, that's special, man. So we're talented. We love each other. We all have our minds on the same thing, which is winning each day so we can win each game and so we can ultimately be champions. So one day at a time.
You guys put up 45 points. People are going to talk about your highlight performance, Lamar's highlight performance, Hollywood Browns. Your defense held the reigning NFC champs
nasty
to 2 field goals.
Nasty. Listen, man, they almost held up a goose egg 2 weeks in a row. Like they let a late touchdown go last week. That would have been a goose egg, and then they had 2 field goals. So technically, I like to say they shutting people out. But
okay,
the defense holding it down. They playing physical. They playing strong. 22 yards rushing. Affecting Goff in the pass game. Our DBs are locked down. Man, we just got a great defense. We have a great team.
There's a guy on this used to play on this field here, Marcus Peters, that got himself a sweet fourth quarter.
Everybody got nicknames, right?
Juice Man is what they call him.
Wait, why is that?
Because he bring that JUI.
Okay.
Bring the juice.
Yeah, he had that pick. He told me he was going to do it too.
Did he?
He told me he was going to do it. After we scored, he was like, I need me a pick. And he went and got that mug.
Y'all got everything y'all wanted tonight.
Hey, we got to have it. We got to have it, man.
About half the bench came out, I would think, as well, onto the field and celebrated with 24 down, the team photo in the end zone right there.
Yeah, man, we love our teammates. That's just that genuine love. And like when we went to Seattle, we wanted to have Earls back. When we came here to L.A., we wanted to have MP back. So we love each other. We want to uplift each other, and we'd be glad when our guys make plays.
I don't want to get too far ahead, but you guys got a physical game coming up Sunday against the 49ers. That's going to be a test. So
yeah, man, you don't win 10 games already by being, fluky. You know what I mean? They're physical. They're dominant. Have a great defense again. So, man, you just got to line them up, man. Yeah. Line them up 1 week at a time. Man, and we respect them. We're going to learn our game plan and get ready for them one day at a time, and we'll strap them up Sunday versus the Niners.
You got the national TV audience right here. You can say one last statement about any MVP voters that might be out there.
You heard what I said. Just play it back from last week. LJ for MVP. If you got a problem with it, come see me. Trust.
Well,
Outside the bank, you heard the man.
Mark Ingram, congratulations.
Thank you.
Baltimore Ravens are 9-2 and on a 7-game winning.
Over the Rams, but this was a big game not only for the Ravens but for Marcus Peters, this is a revenge game. It's in LA, and he got that revenge pick. And then at the end, he got some words in with Jalen Ramsey. If you guys didn't see this, we have a little clip of it that we can show you, and they're just having some words back and forth here at the end of the game. Some passionate words, but. What's your take on this?
I mean, I love it. Obviously, Jalen said something slick to him. Marcus Peters like, dude, I'm from here. This is what I do. He got traded from that team. I mean, I love it. I love it because this is the identity of the Ravens. And I'm getting animated. I'm getting hyped because I love to see two corners going at it, even though they'll never
That's
get
what
to
I'm
face
saying.
each
What are
other.
they going at each other
But still, if I play the position you play, you best believe I'm watching you every play, and I hope you watching me, partner.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
feel
loving Marcus Peters right
I
now.
feel you,
That's my homie.
but what legs does Ramsey have to stand on right now? They just got their butts whipped, and he had a pick,
I don't know why
and he
Jalen
was
talking.
brought in to take his job, and he outperformed him today.
I don't know why Jalen talking. I'm hyped because I'm
saying.
with Marcus Peters right now because I feel that pain being traded
felt that
away
energy.
from another team that that you called home and wanting so bad to go out and make a play and then making that play. Oh yeah, I love it.
And you could tell Marcus Peters was pumped up. I mean, he led the team tonight in total tackles. He's not a Marcus Peters is not a corner that's
not
known for
attacking
hitting people. No, he's not.
Absolutely not.
He's known for getting the football. So to see that he upped his game, 8 total tackles today. He wanted to win this game.
He wanted to touch every dude on that roster that he never got a chance to hit in practice. I'm telling you, I've been in that situation, so I know his mindset. And like I said, this right here, I love it because Marcus Peters, a lot of dudes talk that talk. I know Marcus Peters
Yeah, he
will
walks the walk.
that
Yeah.
He
walk.
walks that
So-
walk, baby.
And
Yeah.
he played, and he played it. His game showed us that's his mindset, and I love it because the whole Ravens team, I feel like that's the mindset they play with. They got beat down just like I'm not gonna say Jalen was about to, but it didn't look very good for him.
Yeah, that energy, it just feels like it feeds
said he
from
was about
one
to get
player
beat
to
up.
the other. You can just see it on both sides of the ball.
hear
Marcus
about that
Peters.
Well, he can come see me too.
Marcus Peters, though, has been
wow.
so good over the last
Just
5
saying.
seasons. He has 27 interceptions. That's
BA
11
boy right
more
there,
than the
man.
next best player. I mean, he has been on it for a while, and now this just seems like such a perfect fit for him. But Willie McGinnis and Scott Hansen, they had front row seats to all the action tonight. So, guys, what are your takeaways from what you saw out there?
Colleen, Willie here down on the sidelines, he wants to chime in on the video that we just saw.
No, I was just saying, D. Hall trying to stir it up. He's trying to get it. He's trying to
Hey,
get it
Willie, you
going.
know how I played the game, baby. I played it just like that,
know.
so I love to see that, man. I love to see that. Obviously, I don't, I like to talk in the back and forth. Let your game speak for itself. And like I said, we all think Marcus Peters played a hell of a game. Absolutely.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, man. You know how emotional guys are when they come back to the place that released you or cut you or traded you, whatever the case may be. You want to perform well. You want to win. And you're exactly right. You hit it on the head. When you talk about this is the personality of this football team, they're a tough coach, well-coached, tough team. And all the guys across the board have this type of mentality on both sides of the ball, not just on the defense, but on both sides of the ball.
I was reading Marcus Peters' lips right here, and I could clearly hear that he did not say scoreboard, which he could have, or standings, which he could have, because the Rams have dropped to 6-5 right now, Willie.
Yeah.
This is the reigning NFC champs. They're on life support to make the playoffs, it would seem, at this point.
Yeah, it's tough, and I wouldn't even worry about the playoffs right now, Scott. I would worry about just trying to fix some of the problems we saw tonight.
Yeah.
They got manhandled up front, the front seven on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they didn't look good. Jared Goff didn't look good, missed a couple of open touchdowns, the Woods and Higbee in the touchdown. They got to get that going. The run game was eliminated early because they fell behind. So, when you look at all the things that went wrong, there's a lot of things to fix. And this is still a good football team. I just don't know where they are right now, what's going on with them right now. So I wouldn't talk playoffs. I wouldn't talk any of that. I'll talk about let's get back on track. Let's try to win some football games and then see what happens.
Well, you see some of the missteps for the Rams here in their home stadium in prime time. It was about a year ago at this time that they put on one of the performances for the ages and were the highest scoring team for the season in the NFC. Just a shadow of that right now. Jared Goff at the podium talking about the 5th loss of the season for the reigning NFC champs.
Yeah, I think, the game dictated some things and we were unable to get going early. I think against a team like that, the margin for error is so small, and unfortunately we had some errors early on, and it bit us, in the long run. And I think, we had to get out to a hot start, and we didn't. We came down the field. We actually moved the ball pretty well in those 2 drives, and then finishing field goals with some crucial errors in the red zone. And that's what you can't have, like I mentioned, against teams like this. And we're just going to keep fighting, keep going, keep fighting. I've said it before, I think we got the right guys in this building. I know we got the right guys in this building, and just got to keep fighting.
Jared, when you look at the playoff picture, how do you guys kind of go from here, and knowing that it's very much an uphill climb?
Sure. Yeah, well, we got Arizona next week, and we got to take it one game at a time. I think, we obviously need some stuff to happen, but I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibilities at all. I think we're still very much in it, and just got to keep fighting.
Would people be correct to look at this and say that's how far the Rams are from the elite right now?
I don't know. I mean, it's so hit or miss every week, and you want to stay consistent. But I think this game just got away from us. That's the best way to describe it. Got away from us, and I think everyone on offense, defense, special teams would look at themselves and say, we can be better. And it's, again, I've said this before. It starts with me. I can be better, and I think we just, like I mentioned, we let the game get away from us.
Sure. I think that nail down why this season hasn't gone nearly as smooth for you as perhaps last season did.
I'm sorry. Ask that again. I'm sorry.
Can you nail down kind of any reason why this season hasn't gone as well for you?
There's a multitude of reasons. I think games have been dictated certain ways, and then there's been throws that I've missed, and there's been guys that we've done some bad things. It's a million things. I think I don't really try not to look at the numbers because I know that's misleading, and there's games where I look back on this year where I didn't feel very good after, and my numbers were good. And there's games that I look back that my numbers were not good, and I felt good about how I played, and so I try not to let that dictate how I feel. But I don't know if I can nail down one thing for you. I think there's just a bunch of things.
There's a lot of fanfare coming in about the opposing quarterback. What did you watch? What did you think of what he did?
He's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player, and I wish him the best. I think he's really proven a lot of people wrong, and you always love to see that. And I think just his ability to obviously run is so special, but then how accurate he was, and there's no limit for that guy. He's a great player.
What do you think you guys need to do as an offense to get rolling consistently?
A million things. I think there's no one thing. It's just be better consistently, and I know that's easy to say, but it's the truth. We need to be better down in, down out, not kill ourselves with little mistakes, penalties. I can distribute the ball better. We can do different things, up in the run game. There's a million things. There's not one thing, and I think you just have to focus every single day on getting better, trusting the people around you, and just do your best.
What was Marcus Peters intercept pass?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's a great player. I love Marcus. He's one of my favorite guys I've played with, and he made a great play. He's known for that, and I tip my cap to him. He made a great play, and their whole defense had a tremendous day.
Jared Goff couldn't get his guys into the end zone tonight. The opposing quarterback found the end zone early and often. Lamar Jackson with a primetime performance that could put him firmly atop the MVP race. Much more from Monday.
Great win, proud of our guys, and we'll be moving on. We got 5 days in about 20 minutes before we play San Francisco, so we'll go to work on those guys next. What do you have?
Every point is a test in this sort of an environment tonight to come out and start to put distance between these opponents and yourself, to see the room get crowded.
Right.
To perform this way after practicing all week.
Right.
Visualizing everything you wanted to happen pretty much happened.
You know, I'm proud of the guys. I told them in the locker room, they're just from the focus standpoint. I mean, these guys went to work all week. Our two guys who were just up here talked about how good the look teams were. You know, and that's exactly right. I mean, they hit it right in the head. You know, they come to practice, they work hard, they're locked in. They're locked in meetings, they're locked in travel. They're thinking about football. They're keeping it about football. They're keeping it simple. I feel like they're on a mission, you know, and it's one mission at a time, you know, and that's the way they approach this game, and that showed up in the result, and I'm proud of them for it.
Did they practice this well?
Yes. They played just like they practice. Right, Matt?
John, when you talk about them being on a mission, it seems like when teams have this kind of success, there's a special chemistry around that club. Do you feel that with this one? That there's something special about it?
I do. You know, I felt that way last year too. You know, I think this is a unique group of guys. They really are close. You know, they really do love one another. They have a certain belief, I think, in one another and things greater than that. They have a faith, they trust, and they work. You know, and they go to the next play. You know, and they keep it simple that way. So, just like you said, I think there is something special here. But you know what? There's nobody crowned in November. You know, so we have a lot of work to do.
John, we ask you this every week about Lamar. I mean, does anything does he do out there right now surprise you or amaze you or dazzle you or anything?
You know, we just don't look at it like that. Yeah, he's a great football player and he makes great plays. And you know, the thing that I'm really so impressed with is his decision making and the way he handles the offense and runs the offense and the choices he makes in critical situations. I mean, take the end of the half. You know, the way he worked the clock, worked the ball down the field, worked the clock, left no time for the Rams at the end, scored right at the end when we were out of timeouts. I mean, that's just operating at the highest level you can operate at as a quarterback. So that's the thing I'm probably most amazed at, if it's anything, is how he operates as a quarterback.
So John Harbaugh there, gosh, he has got to be so happy, so proud, so excited about the ceiling for this team. Because honestly, where is it?
I think they're the best team in the AFC right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know the New England Patriots, by record-wise, they're there. But their only loss was to this Baltimore team. And it's getting late in the season. Weather's changing. Different, scenarios are going to happen. This Ravens team is built to win anywhere, any place, anytime.
Listen,
it doesn't matter.
They built a team around every phase of the game. Special teams is top. Defense is incredible. On the opposite side of the ball, they have the best quarterback in the game. Running back. You talked about how underrated the receivers are. When you get in those situations, everyone says when Bill Belichick catches them a second time in the playoffs, they don't have something for him.
That's what I think.
It won't matter. I'm telling you.
No, I don't
you
think so,
cannot
dude.
stop this guy. There are no answers for him.
I've been singing that song since the Patriots lost. But the more and more I watch this Ravens team play, I don't know how they can stop.
Because at the end of the day,
I don't know.
Bill
how they can
Belichick
stop.
makes his hay taking away something. Okay, what really are you going to take away here?
I know. That's why I say
really
I
gonna take away?
know how the Patriots can stop this guy because, you made the point. The Patriots have a lot of veteran players, and with veteran players, what goes first? The athleticism, the speed. If you ain't got athleticism and speed when you playing the Ravens, like you said, you take one thing away, something else is going to be has the chance to hurt you. Whether that's Hollywood Brown taking the top off, because not a lot of dudes going to run with him man to man, right? Yeah. So that play action, if you bringing that safety down to stop the run, he's taking the top off.
So how did the Browns do it?
Well, I think they scored early and often, and they got up on them, and this was early in the season.
They caught him at the right time.
They caught him at the right time.
When this team is clicking, I'm telling you, they cannot be stopped. You just got to hope that Lamar has a late night, or he doesn't get good sleep, or he gets up sick because.
But the other layer to that is, even if Lamar's not having a good night, what this team's showing us, that this defense can still get down.
It's a running game, too. They are a running football game. There is a ton of ways to skin a cat. There is only one way to stuff a turkey.
Oh,
all right? Run the football, and they can do it, Colleen.
I love having, outside guys on the show, right? Because they just talk about the running backs. I love it.
It is incredible, though, when you look at the defensive coordinators that this team has beat. Bill Belichick, I mean, he's obviously run that defense, and Wade Phillips, two extremely talented guys. And Lamar Jackson, it's because of him, and it's because of the way that this running game and this team has come together. We're going to break it all down. We'll have much more sound coming up for you next for him on the field and probably at the podium too, because it's always entertaining. It's entertaining to watch him play. It's also great to hear him speak. Let's hear from him now.
Yes, we've been clicking on all cylinders. It starts in practice. Our defense fly around. Like I said, our scout team do a great job. They competing their butt off, and it's making us better. And that's what it was tonight. We just had a lot of success. I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. That's the goal. We're chasing that right now. And we got the 49ers right now, next week, and that's what we focus on.
Yeah, he's a great football player, and he makes great plays. And the thing that I'm really so impressed with is his decision-making and the way he handles the offense and runs the offense and the choices he makes in critical situations. I mean, take the end of the half, the way he worked the clock, worked the ball down the field, worked the clock, left no time for the Rams at the end, scored right at the end when we were out of timeouts. I mean, that's just operating at the highest level you can operate at as a quarterback. So that's the thing I'm probably most amazed at, if it's anything, is how he operates as a quarterback.
He has 24 passing touchdowns right now, tied for first with the other guy in the MVP chat, Russell Wilson. So we have a ton to break down here. We have guys over at the Coliseum, too. We're going to get to them in just a minute. But let's talk about some takeaways from this game and just sort of what you saw out there that maybe surprised you or something that you really didn't see coming.
Well, I know for me, just how the Baltimore Ravens captured the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. They dominated running the football. I don't think we heard Aaron Donald's name called until midway through the third quarter, right? Those double team blocks, got to the second level and provided, lanes for the running back. And then on the defensive side of the ball, the Rams had issues on their offensive line anyway, and the Baltimore Ravens showed the world that they continue to struggle blocking defensive linemen. They were all over the place, and there wasn't really any places for Todd Gurley to run the football, only 22 yards tonight. And Jared Goff, 37 attempts for 212 yards. He was just kind of off rhythm all night. The only time I saw this Rams offense kind of get into a rhythm was when they went into a hurry-up where Sean McVay can continue to talk to Jared Goff in his ear, right? That was the only time I saw this Rams team look okay. The Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the AFC right now. There's no question about it.
And Lamar Jackson just leading the way. Right now he has 876 rushing yards. More rushing yards than Aaron Jones, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, Alvin Kamara. Hawk, talk about it. How great has he been?
As incredible as Lamar is as a runner, what I'm most impressed with is his passing. And we got some tape we're going to look at to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about here. Now, Lamar loves to throw over the middle of the field, where most quarterbacks might not like to do that because of traffic there. If you check this out, it looks like they're showing two safety look. They're going to roll to three deep, and Marquise Brown, he's going to widen, get to the seam. You get to the seam because it's the perfect distance where the safety can't knock your head into the dirt. Lamar does incredible with his eyes. He holds the safety to the left, delivers a strike, perfectly placed. Every pass Lamar threw tonight was on point, so all those concerns and talk about him not being accurate, I can't see it.
Exactly. Hey, look, it's awfully funny you talk about Lamar Jackson eyes and moving guys from the spot.
Yeah.
I want to show y'all a little trying to win this football game. I like the way, I'm telling you, Marcus Peters shared some of those secrets.
So I know that caught your attention, but also him jawing at Jalen Ramsey. That was something else.
I love that. Yeah, that caught my eye because, look, obviously this Rams coach is hugging Marcus Peters. They had a relationship there because, Marcus Peters just came from the Rams. I don't know what Jalen Ramsey said to him, but obviously it was something. But like I said, Marcus Peters and this Ravens team, that's the identity of them, man. They are fiery football players that ain't going to back down from nobody, and that's the way they played. And after 45-6, if I'm Jalen Ramsey, I'm trying to get off this field. I'm not worried about talking no trash.
No, this Ravens team, they were hyped from the beginning to the end. Scott Hansen and Willie McGinnis got to see it all go down. So what did you guys think of everything that unfolded tonight at the Coliseum?
Colleen, I think it is safe to say that after tonight, there is one dominant question in the NFL in 2019, and that is how does someone stop Lamar Jackson and this Ravens offense that's been a buzzsaw for the whole season?
Yes.
Willie, tonight it was Wade Phillips, a very, very long-time successful defensive mind in this league. It was Wade Phillips' turn. What do you think about the Rams' approach?
Well, I think Greg Roman kept them off balance. And they're going to run the football. It's just how many different ways they're going to run it and what formations. And then I saw Wade Phillips' defense get a little tentative at times because instead of being in man forcing Lamar Jackson to try and throw in the tight windows, they're in zone. Here's a zone right here. But the guys are evading. These guys are looking at the quarterback, worrying about him, and guys are just sliding off. That's Brown for a touchdown. And then here's up the seam. There's nobody within 10 yards of this man running up the seam. If you're going to be in zone, then you need to jam these guys off the line. Again, here's a quick slant. Middle of the field is wide open. I could have threw that pass to Willie Snead up in there. So when you make it a little bit easier, and I know you have to worry about Lamar Jackson, but you also got to worry about the guys on the back end. If you want to see how great this guy is as a quarterback, tighten the pressure, close the windows up a little bit, force him to make those tight throws. Now, that means you're going to have to go a little more man-to-man and put guys in the box and hope those guys can win their one-on-ones up front. If not, that turns into a big play. So it's not easy, but I'm saying you have to mix it up. You can't just stay in zone all day and give this man a dual option, whether he runs it or whether he's going to hit you in those windows like we saw for big plays.
Okay, you let him throw. He's proving now he can beat you with his arm. His calling card, though, coming out of Louisville with the Heisman Trophy under his arm, was his legs. We all know how dynamic he is. That and the threat of that seems to open up everything for whatever tailback they have in there.
It does. And the toughest thing is the formation that he lines up in. He lines up in the pistol, sometimes with 2 backs, sometimes with 3. They'll motion the tight end down, and then they'll run these exotic plays. And a lot of these plays that they're running are setting up other plays. But when you got an aggressive, physical offensive line like they do, we saw, I don't know how many times, Scott, when we was watching his games, the backs or Lamar had not been touched until they were at least 5 yards down the field. So if it's Hill, if it's Edwards, if it's Ingram, or if it's Lamar, the offensive line is doing good jobs of maintaining their blocks, pushing these guys off the ball, and they're getting up the field. And then on the edge, if you don't have edge, you don't have a chance. You got to continuously set the edge. It's assignment football. It's disciplined football. It's extremely tough, but you got to try and do that. You got to dictate what he does with the ball. You cannot sit there and read and be passive. You got to be more aggressive.
The running backs can hit you, and if you stop them, then the quarterback goes around the
Right.
I don't know if the cameras showed it or not, but Michael Vick was here in attendance, live and in person. Yes. I have some bad news for Michael Vick. I think his single-season rushing record, he's going to be number 2 on that all-time list within a matter of a month or so. Colleen?
Yeah, that record, it's definitely in trouble. Scott, Willie, thank you for that. It's just crazy that the Ravens have beat both the Super Bowl teams from last year by at least 17 points. By at least 17 points. They're the first team in history to do that.
Hey, man,
this
is the first style of
new look
offense
NFL.
like this.
It's a new NFL. I love it. Okay, so that was tonight's game. Let's go back to last night's game and go through this one. So we got Cowboys and the Patriots. Tom Brady there. First quarter, Patriots ball, no score. Tom Brady hits his new rookie, N'Keal Harry, for the 10-yard score. That's his first career touchdown. I love it. The rain was coming down. Weather was an issue there. Fourth quarter, Cowboys have the ball. Dak Prescott hits Amari Cooper for 20 yards to their own 45. Oh, yeah. That's right. That play reviewed. And it was reversed. So the Patriots take over on downs, and they would go on to win 13-9. Jerry Jones not so happy after the game.
To me, special teams is 100% coaching. It's 100% coaching. How, strategy, it's having players ready. They use the makeup of the roster. We exclude certain players from it because they're too important in the defense and offensive phase of it. But other than that, special teams. And that's why today give Belichick and give them credit. They did a great job on special teams, and that was really probably the determining difference.
You ever been this frustrated with the first place team?
Well, but again, we've got a long way to go. And today and a couple of these other games, we with the makeup of this team, I shouldn't be this frustrated.
Woo, there are like tire marks all over from him throwing guys under the bus.
He drove that bus, too.
Really strong words there, Hawk.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but Jason Garrett is coaching against Bill Belichick. I knew he was going to get outcoached. America knew he was going to get. Jason Garrett knew he was going to get outcoached. Jerry Jones, you should understand that. I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong. I'm just saying the timing seems a little displaced. It's like my wife telling me, hey, make sure you get to bed at a decent hour sometimes. Understanding I'm doing Total Access in-game tonight. It just doesn't make sense. It's true, but now's not the time.
So you're basically saying that the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and Jason Garrett should accept the fact that Bill Belichick's just better. That's what you're saying.
Yes, in this situation. I mean,
Then you played, right?
Look,
You
look,
haven't
look,
played, right?
What I'm saying is, if you haven't figured it out to this point, you're never going to figure it out.
Look, I think what Hawk's saying, M-Rob, is this. Because I felt the same way. I thought that Jerry Jones' frustration should have probably been bottled up and saved for later or a private conversation. Because to Hawk's point, this is the New England, the New England Patriots. Did you really think you were going to come in here and dominate them?
Well, then
but hold
why
up.
even get on the plane?
But hold up.
Why even go to the
hold up.
game if you've already defeated?
No, you're not defeated,
Oh,
but
so
your
what are you
chances to
saying?
win this game aren't very high. And so knowing that the last drive, after the mistakes you made, and Rob, you still had a chance to win this game.
Well, so
And
first of all,
so I leave this, I leave the field saying, hey guys, hard for a game against one of the greatest coaches and quarterbacks
I
that's
see
ever
what
played
we're
the
doing.
game.
So
But
y'all
hold
like
up.
moral
But hold
victories,
up.
huh?
They're still
Y'all
gonna-
like moral victories here.
And
We
Rob,
played New England real
we're
close.
still going to win the NFC East.
You
And if
sure
we
about
keep
that?
doing things the right way, we might have a chance to see
You
this team.
sure about that?
Here's what I'm saying,
Cowboys
Imran.
I
team-
cannot believe I'm sitting at a table with
Cowboys-
other
this
NFL
Cowboys
players.
team can
Y'all are
beat-
basically saying that the Cowboys should be happy that they played the New England Patriots close, and they were already defeated by Bill Belichick before they walked in here.
You got to
Come
follow
on
along.
with
I know you got that Penn State
I'm
education.
following along.
I
What
know
you saying about Penn State?
This is what I'm saying. That Jerry Jones had ample opportunity to make that declaration so many times. There's so many examples of Jason Garrett being outcoached against lesser opponents, coaches that he should win, games they should win, teams that they are better than. To say now, when they play the New England
When they play the
Patriots,
toughest
this
coach-
is the time to call out the coaching. Come on, man, you
I'm
late
just
to that
like,
game. You come to his defense in other times when we've all been like, Jerry,
Let me
what are you
talk real
talking
quick.
about?
Let me
I'm
talk
sorry,
real
I'm
quick.
getting amped up, Imran.
I love that. I love that.
Go ahead.
First of all, Jerry Jones was talking
We
about
need
the
a
special
fan in
teams
here for
coach.
everybody.
I
He
feel
said
you.
that.
I
He
feel
said, I'm talking about special teams, right? You talked about the not fielding the kickoff, and then you had to block punt. That is coaching,
But
guys.
that's a reflection
of
that,
who?
Right.
that is special
That's
teams.
weather.
That is special teams
So-
coaching as
so
well.
it's
So all
coaching-
my thing is, you can't go into a game saying, man, I'm probably already intellectually behind the 8 ball because I'm going against Bill Belichick. So what, do we give him 10 points for that? What are you saying now? Please explain to me. What are you saying?
You go into this game trying to win? Absolutely. But I think the takeaway after the game is, fellas, we made some mistakes that we're not going to make those mistakes every week, and we could have beat those guys.
You made those
That's
mistakes
what
versus the Jets, too.
So you had a block
You made
punt
those
versus
mistakes
the Jets?
That's when you
So
call him
that's
out.
when it
That's
came
when you
out.
call the
I'm just
coaching out,
saying.
Imran. That's what we're
call him
saying.
out. The
Versus
block
the
punt,
Jets
that's
is when
not
you make
gonna
that
happen
a
call.
commercial, man.
Against
Y'all
one of the
get up
best
off my- y'all
teams
gonna get
in
up
the
off me real
NFL.
quick.
It's pretty crazy. Garrett is one of 7 head coaches that's been with his team since 2011 and has not made the Super Bowl. So I understand Jerry's frustration there.
Hey,
but
man.
we're not
Jerry
going to talk
making
about that
money.
anymore because we're going to talk about this game and Lamar Jackson and the
making that
Rams
paper.
and how the Ravens just beat them up.
Looking up, though, still at the New England Patriots, who have one game in the loss column on them. How do you see the AFC playoff picture and the race for home field playing out, Will?
Well, that's tough, man. And, you know, the Patriots and the Ravens are talking about it's just a one-game season, so they're trying to just focus on one game. But, you know, the advantage is having home field throughout. The Patriots have to travel to Houston, which will be a tough game because both teams are familiar with each other. And then they got Kansas City at home. The rest of the games are at home, so that's an advantage for the Patriots. Now, the Ravens are going home on a short week to play the San Francisco 49ers. A tough physical football team with a great defense that can run the ball with a good play caller with Kyle Shanahan. So that's going to be an interesting game. If the Ravens get past them, I don't see them losing any more games.
Wow. And we all saw the game where New England had to come to Baltimore, so M&T Bank Stadium would be huge throughout the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But if Lamar Jackson has to go on the road into Gillette in January, Lamar, after tonight, is now 8-2 in his career on the road. Colleen?
Wow, that is a wild stat. I mean, this is the second win this year for the Ravens by at least 39 points. Wow. They are just cruising in these games. So how far can they go? The guys there, they started the situation. We were talking a little bit about it while we were looking at the schedule on the bottom of the screen, but how far can they go, D-Hall?
I mean, like I said, for the longest time, I've always felt like Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots would figure this team out and somehow in the playoffs come out of here with the win. Because the New England Patriots offense hasn't looked like I expect them to look, because Lamar Jackson has looked even more explosive and more dynamic than I even ever could have dreamed of, and I played with a dude named Michael Vick, and Lamar is light years a better player than he was, just the way he plays the game. I think this team can win a Super Bowl. Lamar said he wanted a Super Bowl. I don't see anything standing in the way of this team. I just don't. I'm sorry.
And I agree with you just because of that. I mean, you talk about, the comparisons to Michael Vick and all of those things, but Lamar Jackson up on that podium tonight, we just saw him. He was asked a question about the MVP. And he said, "Oh man, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl." He didn't want to talk about the individual award. He wanted to talk about the ultimate team award. And to me, that shows great maturity. It shows great leadership from him.
He's so likable.
Oh my God. Very much likable. I tell people all the time, part of playing quarterback is public relations too. You got to be able to hang with everybody, right?
Right.
And this Baltimore Ravens team has just totally owned Lamar Jackson's personality.
Rallied around him.
Yeah, how far do you think that they can go? You think
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, and besides the fact that dynamic as Lamar Jackson is, every phase of the game for the Ravens, they're top notch. Defense, special teams, DBs, D-line, running back, you name it, they have it all.
Coaching.
Yes,
exactly.
they have coaching.
Maybe their next game is a
So they're not
Super Bowl
intimidated by Bill
preview.
Belichick, huh?
Maybe the 49ers and the Ravens. Could that be? Who knows?
Be intimidated, man. I'm just saying.
We got
Dwayne
Dwayne Haskins. We got him coming up next. We're going to talk about that selfie that he took. How you guys feel about that?
I want to hear this one, dog. Yeah.
Operator caboose like choo-choo. Bless my trainer. Thank God, thank God, thank God. I'm getting thicker. And I got them sweating in the middle of the winter. Get up. I don't get dehydrated. I moisturize it daily.
This holiday season, choose the longest lasting.
Snap.
got a victory
Bill
formation,
Callahan.
dog.
Where was
We were looking for him too. Yeah. I think he thought the game was over. I think he thought it was over. So, yeah, we'll have to find out. I'll have to find out a little bit more. I know that we called for the U victory formation and Case came out on the field.
With Dwayne not being able to go back out on the field at the end, is that something you kind of laugh at? It's a funny thing, or I mean, a lot's being made of that.
No, I don't laugh at it. I'm happy we won. We'll address that, but I'm pleased that we really won the game, and it's the interception was fabulous, to close it out. And I don't know if I don't know. I'll just have to find out.
I was so hyped. I think I broke a water bottle. I look up and we're in victory. I said, "Oh, I thought the game was over with already." But I get it next time.
The best part about this is watching your faces while they play that. I wish that we could have that in like a double box. But look, D Hall, this is your squad. What's the deal? What do you think about this?
Go ahead, defend this young man doing this. Go ahead.
Well, Coach Callahan, I love Coach Callahan's mindset and his answer. His answer was, he's laughing jokingly saying, "Hey, look, we're a 1-9 football team. I'm happy to get a win." And he's absolutely right. This team is happy to get a win. The same way Coach Callahan's happy to get a win, Dwayne Haskins, I totally get that he thought the game was over. And, we've all been on that field and have fans hollering for us throughout the whole game, and you finally feel like you're at a point where this game is won. We're good. We just got an interception. You got to remember, when they kicked the field goal, it was 20 seconds. You would like to think then you had a kickoff, then the defense is out there on the field. So, I wholeheartedly believe he thought the game was over. Now, the post-game press conference, I would have liked Dwayne Haskins to be a little bit more sympathetic.
Apologetic?
Own up. Yes. I said sympathetic. Yeah. Apologetic. I would have liked him to say, "Yeah, guys, I can't make that mistake. That'll never happen again. I thought the game was over. I was just so excited." And just own it and let me say, "Hey, it's not a big deal," because I ultimately don't think it's a big deal.
You know what? Look, I've been in that situation before. It's been a kickoff to open the game. I've been so emotional and ready to go. But they're like, "Where Hawk at?" So I'm less concerned that he missed the victory formation and more concerned that he missed Terry McLaurin 3 times wide open from a clean pocket.
Hawk, get a man some time to develop.
Listen, he is a first-round quarterback. Again, he has a clean pocket. He may get there. But again, the last thing I'm worried about is the victory formation. He's Terry McLaurin streaking down the sideline, wide open. These are NFL touchdowns. He can't miss those throws. That's what I'm working on Monday, and not the victory formation. Matter of fact, Case Keenum can take every victory formation for the rest of the season.
You know what? I agree with you, Hawk. You play wide receiver, kick returner. You play defensive back, D. Hall was a fullback or whatever. We can afford to be emotional before a game or after a game and miss a play or two. But your franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
What concerns me, maybe not the fact that he wasn't out on the field, but the fact he didn't have the wherewithal to understand that he's the franchise freaking quarterback. And you can't do that, bro. Why are you taking a selfie right now?
And that is concerning. It's concerning because all the question marks for him is what? He doesn't work hard. He's not all in. You know, he's more showy. He's more showy than he is actually, you know, committed. And so, yes, that to me is a little frustrating.
So when somebody shows you what they are, do you supposed to believe him?
Well, he's a young player. Let's coach him up. That's what young players are about. They're moldable. That's why give me a young player as opposed to a guy.
Coach him up to understand what he is.
Stay locked in. Stay locked in. Look.
Man,
I
must be in the twilight zone.
I just bought my son some little engraved footballs that essentially had the message, you know, keep fighting, don't worry about losses. Losses are lessons.
Okay.
That was a loss in the moment. He lost that moment. Use it as a lesson, grow from it, be better because of it, moving on. I bet he doesn't miss another one.
No, he won't. You know what? Let him have it. Let him enjoy this, all right? Like, how many wins do they have?